Welcome to Wise Guys SaaS Milan Demo Day. My name is Andrea Orlando, and we are here to celebrate and signify the achievements of 10 incredible teams, 10 incredible startups who went through a very intense program and are here today to present their achievements. I'm joined today by my fellow wise guy, Giovanni Curi.
Thank you, Andrea. Welcome, everyone. It's gonna be fun.
Before leaving the mic to Giovanni and hearing the startups pitching, I would like to go through some numbers to share a little bit what the journey has been like. You should know that Wise Guys has a strong commitment of investing 2.4 million euros in Italy. What an amazing opportunity for Wise Guys to have an impact. What a gift is Italy for us to create value. This value will be not created if not for the amazing team that Wise Guys has. I'm not sure it's the team I deserve, but it's definitely the team I needed for making things amazing. So thanks for the bottom of my heart to all the Wise Guys involved in the operations in Italy. Operations started quite some time ago. In the summer of 2020, we launched the call for our batch. We went through several interviews. We went through several applications, and we ended up with the best teams any investor can dream of. So we have teams from Italy. We have teams from Lithuania. We have teams from Hungary. We have teams from Turkey, India, UK, and Ukraine. We invested heavily in them, cash, resources. They went through a very intense program where they were in touch with more than 80 plus mentors. They went through 100 plus hours of workshop. It was an intense program. And like in a Shakespeare's play, where the character at the beginning of the play is not the same character at the end of the play, likewise, these teams have gone through a professional and personal journey, and they are now new professionals, new person. How? Well, what about 900 plus product demos? What about onboarding 50 plus clients and increasing your revenue stream? Meanwhile, onboarding new team members. So indeed, an exceptional journey for all the 10 teams, for all the 23 founders. We are extremely proud of having them on board or of having been with them. That was it. That was all the numbers that I had to share with you. Now, I would like to call on stage my partner in crime, El Patron, Cristobal Alonso, CEO of Wise Guys. Cristobal.
Hi, Andre. Buonasera a tutti. Hope you hear me well. I think you said it all. I think it's a time to celebrate. It's a time to be proud. We never imagined the journey to be like this. We will have imagined to spend months together, not to probably be in a nice room somewhere in Milan. But the world threw it to us a different challenge. And I think as in Wise Guys style, we responded. So I think it's a very different journey to the one we imagined, but it has been still an amazing journey. And I think personally and professionally, when we look at this back 10 years, it might be the turning point to many of the founders. How do they deal with a world that was completely different to the one they they got to know. At the same time, it's never been a better time to be an early stage startup. You can do more things than ever online. You can sell more than ever online. You can hire anywhere in the world. There is more early stage funding than ever. So I think we need to embrace the moment. And first, as you well mentioned, thanks to everybody, thanks to you, not to give up. It was easier to give up 10 months ago, 12 months ago, when things looked very, very green in the winter 2020 than to continue. And I think you did the right thing to continue, but it was not so easy and so simple to make it. So your belief has carried forward. Thank you to Gio, to the team, but thank you to every startup that has been with us. I think you were sharing yesterday some of the posts and say, we're going to miss them, right? And this is the beauty and the course of an accelerator. You're constantly welcoming new people into our family, but you're constantly letting them go and become independent. And you're just hoping that down the road, there will be opportunities that will meet up somewhere in the world to celebrate professional and personal achievements. And in this case, we're so looking forward to be able to meet them in person one day and celebrate that we have worked together. Because no matter what happens, we're linked now to the rest of our lives of these 5 months we spent together as a family. And I think we will meet with a lot of Prosecco to celebrate amazing things from all of these founders. So thank you, everybody. Remember what Gio said, this is fun. At the end of the day, that's what matters. Life is about the ones who want to enjoy it, embrace it, and look forward. And I look forward to hear all of you now and the celebration we'll do together in many months and years to come. So thank you, and back to the startups who are the real ones, the real stars today.
Thank you very much, Cristobal. Thank you for being with us. And now the fun begins. Before that, let me welcome on stage the jury, the panelists that will help us challenging and engaging these fantastic startups. We will be joined by 2 panels. The first panel for the first 5 startups, and then another one for the second 5 startups. So if I can ask the control room to bring on board the panelists. Very good. So I would like to welcome Carolina Gianardi, American Express board member, professional investor, member of Italian Angels for Growth, the biggest business angel club in Italy. Thank you, Carolina, for being with us.
Hi, everybody. Nice to be here.
And I would like to welcome Raffaele, marketing director at Groupe Rocher and the professional investor. Thank you, Raffaele, for being with us.
Thanks, Andrea, and hello to everybody.
Okay, that's it for me. Giovanni, it's your turn. Take it away.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. So welcome again to the first Startup Wise Guys Demo Day here in Milan. So as Andrea said, I'm the program manager of the SaaS batch in Milan, and it's my honor, and I'm thrilled to be hosting this event and introducing you to the startups. So before we start, I'm going to talk quickly about the format. So you're going to listen to 10 pitches, 3 minutes each one, followed by 5 minutes of Q&A. After that, if you want to connect with the startups, you can scan a QR code that will be shown at the end of each presentation that technically will take you to their calendar. So for the sake of efficiency. I am excited. I can't see you, but I know that you're excited. So without further ado, let's welcome the first startup on stage. And we have Marta, the CEO of Ideal, who's our Polish-Italian second-time founder on a mission to promote sustainable mobility. The stage is yours. Marta, welcome.
Thank you, Giovanni, and good evening to everybody. So let me tell you about this really exciting trend that's happening across many industries. It's called a subscription economy, and here are example of a couple of Famous companies are already selling the products or services on a subscription basis. This shift is also happening within the automotive industry. As more and more people are choosing car subscription, this is an all-inclusive mobility with your car, insurance, maintenance, and repair all included. European car subscription market is expected to almost triple to 3.8 billion by 2027. By then, it's expected that car as a service will account for 20% of the overall automotive market. The fact that mobility can now be sold as a service means that dealers no longer have a monopoly. It also means that any company could, in theory, distribute car as a service. However, in practice, things are never so easy. There are many obstacles to overcome, including obtaining commercial mandates and then also learning all the cumbersome sales processes and quoting tools. What this means, it will take a company at least 12 months and a significant financial investment to set up productive distribution operations. This entire process can be simplified with Ideal, a B2B2C car subscription distribution platform. Built with patent-pending technology, Ideal enables any company to quickly and easily sell car subscriptions to their direct client base. It cuts down the learning curve from several months to simply one day and reduces back-office complexity. A killer feature is a virtual sales tutor. It's a chatbot that guides sales reps during all the complicated steps of the process, such as financial scoring. Our business model is that of a SaaS-enabled marketplace. We are a wholesale broker aggregating offers from all the leading car subscription suppliers in the market. We have two revenue streams: the SaaS license fee as a SaaS player, and also a commission for each car subscription that we sell from the platform. We are commercializing Ideal to dealers, insurance agencies, as well as utilities, and in the future, we will also go after retail banks. Ideal is the only player within the increasingly busy car subscription landscape that has a B2B2C focus. Most of the players in this space are focusing on the B2C, such as Car Planner, Ideal's sister company. Our suppliers, fleet management companies, car OEMs, are predominantly in the B2B sector, and thus are finding the collaboration with brokers such as Ideal very synergistic. Since launching Ideal, we have sold over 130,000 worth of licenses. We are currently at 10,000 in MRR and have over 80 active licenses. I'm super excited to share with you they have recently signed an agreement with NLX, an innovation arm of a global utility company. NLX wants to be the catalyst for the spread of electric mobility and is partnering with Ideal to enable their branded stores to sell electric car subscriptions. Here's a great team: Federico, Raniero, and Georgia. They have automotive industry background as well as experience in building successful digital projects. We will be launching a fundraising round in June, and in the meantime, I'm hoping to find strategic partnerships within the automotive, insurance, and finance sectors. So looking forward to hearing from you and happy to take your questions. Thank you.
Thank you, Marta. I'm going to call back the jury on stage. Hello, jury. So please, questions for Marta. You have 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Raffaele, first.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, Raffaele speaking. Hi, Marta. You are in a competitive and digital market with a lot of competitors. Could you explain the main plus for choosing you?
So we define a competition as anyone in the distribution of cars as a service. So broker, we are a broker, a wholesale broker. So as you might recall from the competitive mapping, we are of course going against also B2C players who are going after the same customers. However, today car subscriptions is still predominantly distributed locally through trusted brokers, through trusted partners. And so there is a very kind of long tail of opportunity whereby, that we're actually enabling. So what this means is that we're actually working in synergy with a lot of partners who maybe would traditionally consider as competition. Just to give you an example, fleet management companies, yes, they are selling also directly to final customer base, but they're relying on brokers to reach the last mile. And through Ideal, because we're enabling other businesses, we're actually, working in synergy with them.
Okay, Thank you.
Question, Marta. You describe, like the agreement with Enelix. You are starting from the Italian market. How are you planning to scale internationally?
Yeah, we have an ambitious plan to scale international. Absolutely, we first have to deliver the Italian market. The trend of car as a service is a pan-European trend, is a global trend. The main players in the industry are pan-European companies. So of course, kind of having a proof of concept in one market will facilitate, the expansion to other markets. One of the things that we're already looking at is kind of comparing the business models and across, two markets we're particularly kind of studying in more detail currently is Spain and France, where this shift is happening. I would say in Spain even more so than in Italy. I mean, Spain is much ahead on the curve when it comes to the adoption of car as a service and kind of noleggio or renting, if you may. They are over 20% in terms of penetration of that product, among the automotive market. In Italy, we're at 17%. And so we're definitely betting on the fact that this trend is kind of spreading across Europe. And we're also betting on the partnership with our suppliers that will also help us in expanding other markets.
Okay. I have a second question. You talk about a pending patent. Can you explain a little bit, what the patent would be about?
Absolutely. So a patent is a mixture of a process and technology. It's mostly linked to how we're simplifying the process of concluding the contract and all the steps. I mean, signing a contract for car as a service is a pretty lengthy process, pretty complicated process. There is a financial scoring element, and so some of the algorithms and some of the processes that we developed to simplify that have been the main factor in the patent application. So it's a process, algorithms, and the scoring methodology.
Thank you.
Sure.
Thank you, Marta. Thanks, Julie. And we're going to move on. Up next, we have Okoya. And we have on stage Ivaras, the always smiling founder. And Ivaras will explain to us how they're helping e-commerce automate the generation of social media ads and content. The floor is yours, Ivaras. Good luck.
My name is Okoya. Age of e-commerce business.
Ivaras, it seems like you're on a robotic mode. I don't know. Can you try again?
Yeah.
We can't hear you. We rely so much on technology these days. So whenever something like this happens, we're so disappointed. But I think it's totally normal. And we have Ivar back again with us, still in robotic mode. So I think let's move on to the third startup in this case, until Ivaras will fix his internet and connection. And up next, we have Agrovisio. So I'm going to welcome on stage Emre. So Agrovisio is working on a very interesting technology to process satellite imagery with a goal to create a sustainable agricultural ecosystem. So I'm going to leave it to you, Emre, so you can tell us more.
Thank you, Giovanni. Hi, I'm Emre, co-founder of Agrovisio. We monitor agricultural production in 40 million hectares via satellite. Today, I will tell how we save millions for agribusinesses, as we did for Turkish Ministry of Agriculture and Cargill. Climate change we are facing now is responsible for 32% of the volatility in agricultural production. Unpredictability in production causes fluctuations in crop prices, and price fluctuation can easily kill businesses. Let me introduce you with Mustafa, general manager of a feed company. He tries to protect his company against fluctuations like other 2 million agribusinesses. To succeed, he needs continuous, reliable, macro-scale information from fields. So he sends his team to visit fields. But even with the greatest efforts, he can only monitor a small area. To help Mustafa, we monitor all farmlands field by field. With our patented AI, we detect what is being grown in each field, measure crop health, estimate yield amount, and harvest time. Just subscribing to our platform, Mustafa reaches up-to-date observations without visiting the fields. So he can estimate price trends and protect his business against price fluctuations. We doubled our sales in 2020, and this year we already reached over half of last year's revenue. And for 2021, we are expecting 3x growth. Yearly market volume of crop monitoring is estimated to be 4 billion euros and is expected to triple just in 5 years. In such an emerging market, we have great players. Our killer feature lies within our patented technology. Thanks to our crop modeling algorithm, we provide early season analysis. So our customers are the first one to know the insights. We go beyond observation. We also give actionable insights for production. Agrovisio has 3 co-founders. We work together 8 years in military defense industry. We have global patents in machine learning and computer vision areas. Our team also includes agricultural engineering experience and even an active farmer. We are looking for 200K investment to triple our growth for next year. With investment, we will double our observation area and speed up sales in Europe. We already have 2 soft commitments. If you are interested to be the part of our journey, please connect with me. You can book a meeting by using QR code. And thank you.
Thank you, Emre. Great presentation. I'm going to call back the jury on stage so you can address your questions to Emre. Coming. Welcome back. So please, questions
Emre,
to Emre.
I have the first question. Can you elaborate a little bit more? Which are your client target? So really who you are going to target with your solution?
Yeah, thank you for the question. People, agribusinesses, especially using crops as raw materials, are our targeted customers. For example, oil companies, food companies, feed companies, because they need to buy these crops to make their production always goes on. So they need to figure out where to buy and when to buy with the greatest price.
Yeah, I would build on Carolina's question from the other side, because it seems a very innovative market. From the other side, who is your main competitors and why you are better?
We have some competitors also using satellite technology, but our competitors are generally from Australia, US, and Europe. And we are better in them because, you know, the market insights, having the market insights at first is a great competitive advantage. And with our patented technology, we can deliver those insights and analysis earliest in season. So our patented technology enables us to give lots of information during the season.
Okay, from a geography perspective, you know, do you see any geography more relevant, you know, as your customer for your solution? Because you talk about competitors, you know, in Australia, in the US. So do you have a geography focus, or how do you see the geography in your business model?
Yeah, what we need, our main ingredient is the satellite imagery, and we can reach satellite imagery over globe. So we can give services in any part of the world. But we are currently more focused on European markets, and especially Italy, Spain, Romania, and these parts of market we wish to start giving services in Europe. We have already achieved our first sales in there, except from our home country, Turkey.
Thank you.
So thank you, Emre. Seems like we're done with questions, and let's move on. Up next, let's welcome on stage Alex, CEO and co-founder of Kaiku.
Giovanni, thank you very much indeed. Thank you. We'll kick off then. Hi there, my name's Alex. I'm one of the co-founders and the CEO here at Kaiku, and we've built a smart matchmaking platform for first-time venture funds. Well, what does that mean? Well, in our vision is to build the future of smart deal making. Currently, only about 5% of venture capital funds worldwide use AI in their decision-making processes. We know in the next 5 years, this is going to go up to about 75%, and we want to be a part of their journey. So this is how we look at the problem. In our opinion, first-time venture funds currently lack the tech stack to source varied and well-matched high-quality deal flow. A lot of funds will use the likes of a Typeform, maybe a HubSpot form, to manage their inbound deal flow. But a lot of these processes lack integrations, pretty inconsistent, and they're a bit all over the place. The solution for us is the Kaiku platform. We provide a smart and data-driven solution that provides simple plug-and-play integration. Above all, is AI-driven, so provides feedback and brings everything together. We do this in 3 main ways. The first is through seamless integration, simple profile builds, and an intuitive setup process. The second is through AI. We use a set of similarity scoring and clustering to incorporate feedback right into the matches. And then above all, we produce crowdsourced recommendations. So we're not vertically integrated, we're horizontally integrated. We sit across the market. In terms of our target segment, we focus on what we call progressive venture funds. These are tier 2 to 4 VC funds, family offices, and corporate venture capital funds, where most of the money is going into the ecosystem at the moment. On the startup side, we focus on tech-enabled seed to Series A startups. In terms of our market, as I've mentioned, we focus on those first-time fund managers. They represent the fastest growing segment of VCs, and they need better ways to source. A lot of them typically don't have the analysts and the budgets to be able to go out there even more. And we're focusing on a seed to Series A market of about 100 billion at the moment. We know, according to SVB, about 61% of family offices think that the highest returns are going to come from emerging fund managers in the next decade as well, just putting this into more perspective. We have a 2-sided revenue model. We charge a 5% success fee to the startup, and then on the SaaS angle, charge between about $300 to $400 per month. In terms of competition, as I mentioned, we focus on progressive VCs. We're a scouting platform. We're not a crowdfunding platform, and we do not focus on activities that we think are unscalable. We're data-led and provide simple integration straight to funds inboxes. In terms of traction, to date, we've raised about $500,000 in funding for startups, are well on track to hit $1 million by the end of Q2 this year, and have built up an investor network over 300 investors in 50 different countries. Since the beginning of the program, we've doubled the amount of startup to investor matches and have increased the portfolio data we used by about 20x. We're a core team of 7 with vast experience from the likes of working with Crunchbase, Startup Bootcamp, and Semi-Barter, to name a few. Chanel and I run the day-to-day operations here at Kaiku. We've known each other for 5 years and set up one of the largest student teams and student conferences in the UK, and have worked in many different startup ecosystems. Trish, our product lead, used to work with Crunchbase, mapping data across Europe, and equally has experience investing into funds. And Thomas, our CTO, has over 10 years of development experience as well. We're here today looking for more corporate innovation links, VC fund links, and in the coming months, we'll be starting a small seed fundraise as well. So I'd be really happy to answer any questions you may have, and thank you very much for listening, and we'd love to stay in touch. Thank you.
Thank you, Alex. Let's bring the jury back. And welcome back. Questions for Alex, please.
Yeah. Carolina, do you want?
I'm fine. Yeah, I can start. Alex, two questions in one, but I think they are related. The first piece is exactly your AI, what is focused on, which value brings up, and second, which are the main differences of your platform with other that are in the market. You show, the benchmark, but, I was trying to see much more from an utilizer perspective, which is the add value of your platform from the others. Thanks.
Sure. No, thank you. And I think that they're linked. I mean, the first on AI for us is really sitting horizontally across the market. A lot of really good funds, such as the Family, Alderton, Speed Invest, have typically built a lot of these tools that are vertically integrated before. And we're seeing a lot more of that across the industry at the moment. But what happens with this at the end of the day is it's proprietary data. Not a lot of people share it. And equally, we're not a database, but, even things like Crunchbase have very little data on markets like Latin America and things like that. So we try and set as a solution that sits across the market. In terms of the AI, it is matrix factorization, so clustering and similarity scoring to improve what comes through. But every input that we get improves what everyone else gets in value of that as well. So that's how we improve it. In terms of competition and where we sit with everything like that, some may say, and Affinity is one, but Affinity at the end of the day is a CRM that has taken time to integrate and build up. They have started acquiring companies in the space as well at the moment. But, we wouldn't compare ourselves as much to a sort of more of a crowdfunding platform. There are others doing things like this, like Raise.ai and Dealflow.eu, but they're very focused on their countries. Both of those in that context are Swiss-based and then focused on the DACH market. So for us, we have funds in 50 countries that we work with. We sit quite fairly across the market.
Thank you.
No worries.
Hi, Alex. Carolina anticipated my question about AI. So, in my opinion, the risk is to be very similar to the other. So, would you explain better your unique selling proposition?
Sure. It would go back to the smart matchmaking. I have to say, we sit across the market. We're not building vertically integrated tools at the end of the day. So, we encompass feedback from everyone that's coming through. The second is the ease of the process. A lot of funds don't want to go on another platform or another seeders or another platform to be able to get in. We integrate straight into a fund's inbox. So as soon as there's a simple profile build that takes about 10 minutes to do, if a match comes in, that then goes to the inbox of a fund. If they want to learn more, they click it, they then can go on it and schedule more meetings, provide more feedback, and that's how we improve it going through. We don't want to be, we don't want to create a burden, be cumbersome or anything like that. We've tried to create this more as a simple tool as opposed to anything that's overcomplicated.
Okay, thank you.
Now, the platform you have today, do you see, future development? Do you have a roadmap for enhancement? How do you see the platform evolving, or you believe you have already developed, most of it?
There's a long way to go. And I mean, I think, we are not a database, but, the likes of people like Dealroom to get to a Series A and things like that do take up years to build the data sets. The biggest thing for us at the moment and the roadmap is scalability. So the tools that we've just built are internal panels that allows us to scale up, scrape, have a lot more API integration in terms of the data sitting out of there. We've recently recruited more into our deals team, which is about 4 individuals, because we have to do a lot of scouting. We have over 100 referral partners to build on that as well. But really, a lot of the roadmap at the moment scaling up on the machine learning, having more data sources to go through, and balancing the model and SaaS and equally commissions at the same time.
Do you still have for a quick question, Giovanni? Very quickly, can you give us an overview of the existing client? So who are the clients that so far, bought your services? Just to understand.
Of course, there's 2 sides to date. To date, we've raised for 5 startups, so that's the equivalent of about $500,000. We've got about 4 million at investment committee stage. So by the end of the year, we want to get to about 2 to 2.5 million that we will have raised. On the fund side, those funds will range from anyone that can go from FinTech Collective in the States, American Express, CVC over in New York, all the way more to sort of more European funds that can range from people like now to to more local funds. It really does obviously just depend on the market because we operate in a lot of different countries. The SaaS has been newer for us for the beginning of the year to focus more with them. But in terms of where we focus more on industries, that's been more sort of mobility funds over here, enterprise related funds, fintechs as well. But there's quite a wide remit that sit there.
Perfect. Thank you.
Thank you.
So hello again. Apparently the technical problem was from my side this time. Can we have Ivaras back on stage, please? Welcome back, Ivaras. So I was blaming the Lithuanian internet, but apparently you spent so much money on those AirPods when I told you buy the Chinese Huawei, which is better.
Yeah.
So Ivaras, the floor is yours. Let's rock.
So hi everyone, thank you for waiting. My name is Ivaros and this is Okoya. In the new age of e-commerce, anyone can start an e-commerce business. This is why 2 years ago, a friend of mine and I opened our first dropshipping store. However, we almost went bankrupt until we found out about social media advertising. Social media is by far the most popular outlet for marketing. A study in 2020 showed that 71% of SMBs use social media to market themselves. But currently, there's 3 problems with this kind of advertising. Many companies currently are forced to hire brand managers to optimize their ad returns and produce content. This costs money that new entrants don't have. If they're just starting to advertise, they usually start off by targeting wide audiences, with most of those overlapping, so it's a constant struggle to maintain efficiency and produce new content. And this is why we launched Okoya. It will generate relevant images and suggest trending hashtags with optimal posting times. It will split test different audiences, cashing in on those with the highest ROI. This is all achieved with our AI. Most importantly, it allows the brand to look at analytics with minute precision and provide suggestions accordingly. This is why we're better than other e-commerce insight or general marketing tools, because we don't just give you insights. We automate your content as well. We're a digital marketing tool, but on steroids. This is how complicated it is to set up an ad on Facebook. And that's how simple it is to do it with Okoya. Let me show you how it works. You can integrate your shop and import your inventory, and the system automatically designs an ad campaign for your social media. Here's an example of an ad that has been produced. This strategy involves season-based promotions, discounts, and posts will be shared at optimal times. Here are some of the insights you get from Facebook's ad manager. And here are the insights from Okoya. This is how Facebook helps you with images or hashtags. Well, they don't. You need to manage those on your own, and then you end up looking frustrated like this guy. And this is how Okoya produces content in seconds. Here's the team behind it. I'm the CEO and I'm a former Formula 1 engineer, yet I have devoted most of my life to marketing and e-commerce. Joe has over 5 years of experience in finance and knows how sales work inside out. Dovidas has over 7 years of web development experience and has worked with startups immensely. Our current SOM is 150K, but we will scale that 100 times by 2023, adding to both e-commerce and social media options. Regarding traction, we have a 4 times increase in user signups and have generated over 15,000 images so far. Our MRR targets are 3,000 by summer and 9,000 by end of the year. We've pivoted slightly to focus more on ads and have expanded our ICP to 3 segments: agencies, e-commerce, and service providers. But 5 weeks ago, we finally became the marketing partners with Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and LinkedIn, and now can allow our users more options and more in-depth analytics. So small businesses that use Okoya are now 60% more efficient and save precious time producing content in a matter of seconds. So we're looking for partners and investors in the network, and we know we're on the right track to make the startup a success. So thank you, and I'm looking forward to your questions.
Thank you, Ivaras. Let's welcome back the jury. Questions for Ivaras, please.
I'll let you go first, Raffaele, this time.
Okay, thank you. Human solution help to follow the customer needs that change very quickly.
Yeah.
How do you quickly adapt your experience to new customer needs?
Yes, so we spoke to many different customers, and they have really different requirements. And there's other solutions that do a really great job at what they need. However, we're actually the best in producing content. We've partnered with Canva, with other social media networks to produce this content for the customers that they need. And also, most of those requested content that would integrate with e-commerce, and none of our competitors integrate with e-commerce. For example, Exo.ai or Smartly.io or any others. So we're trying to beat the market by grabbing as many customer segments as we can, involving e-commerce for a solution for agencies and for general marketers that just generally don't have content to produce. And in general, with marketing, you always need content to advertise on social media. So that stays in sync, that stays static. So we still help you with, we just try to grab this. We call this tentacle approach. We try to grab as many different segments as we can and produce content for them. So that's how we're trying to achieve this.
Yeah, okay.
Is the platform a multi-language? In which market you are starting your presence? How do you see in terms of coverage going forward?
Yes. So one of our big features that we're currently about to roll out is the language specific content, but for now it only works with English. However, we have people from all around the globe. We have an advisor in Israel. We have a team member in the UK. We have people that would help us make this a bit quicker. And also we've just opened a new branch in Italy, in Milan. So I think we'll have a huge network to help us with expanding more in the Europe. And actually our current ICP is people that are running businesses in Europe. So we're starting with the UK, Germany, Central Europe, people that speak English well. Because in general, according to the statistics, all of the 85% of the content is actually in English on social media. So we will try to, it was a low priority for us in the beginning, but right now we're actually trying to approach this and we have people on board to help us with that.
Okay. I have a second question, if I can, is much more in terms of, competition. There are a lot of, startup, new businesses, moving in this arena. So how do you see your positioning in the market versus, other players?
In the beginning, our huge value was brought in by the partnership with Buffer. So Buffer is a scheduler for social media, and they closed all the access in 2019. But however, we managed to get that access, and the same happened with Hootsuite, which is also a scheduler. So we were beating the competitors by having these two partnerships with those two companies. And we actually, 5 weeks ago, we still tried to push on a partnership with the biggest social media networks, and actually have got access to those points to schedule posts on people's behalf. And now, actually, we're trying to switch away from that. So we will try to become like a scheduler, also a content producer, and also an analytics engine. So it's 3 different parts that we're trying to beat everyone on. And most of those are very, 90% I would say are schedulers, focusing on scheduling the post. Some of them focus on just, insights, but we're trying to bring everything together. And from our customers' feedback, it seems very easy for them, and it seems very, insightful for them to use.
Thanks.
No problem.
Go back. Okay. Thank you, Ivaras. Thanks, Jury.
Thank you.
We're almost halfway through the show, and let's welcome the fifth startup on stage, all the way from India, Bilal, CEO of BotSpace. Bilal, tell us how you're helping businesses automate their customer experience.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for showing so much love in the comments. My name is Bilal, and I'm the founder of BotSpace, Customer Experience Automation Simplified. Today, every business is looking to have a social media platform, and they receive tons of messages on these platforms, especially in the e-commerce and the restaurant industry. Now, responding to these messages on time is a very key factor in building good relationship with their customers. The only cost-effective solution to this issue is automation. In fact, in 2016, Ogilvy predicted that about 80% of companies will have automated their social messaging platforms, but that did not happen. In fact, only 31% of businesses could do that. So we got curious and we started doing research on why this was the case. We found out 4 major reasons for this problem. Firstly, manual training was involved in most of the platforms. Second, the templates that were available, they were single purpose. That is, they help you with marketing or sales, but could not automate all your customer interactions. Third, the interface was very daunting. And lastly, not everyone can build a chat flow, right? That's where we come in the picture. 1 second. Yeah. So BotSpace, in 3 simple steps, lets you automate all your customer interactions. First, you select a business template. Second, you select all the messaging channels that you would like to automate. And lastly, you connect your agent platform. If you don't have one, we can provide you that as well. And after you're done with this, your automation is live and good to go. If you compare us to our competitors, in the graph, as you see, there are 2 types of competitors that we have. One are the competitors that build API tools only, and second, who have a DIY or a flowchart-based platform. Whereas BotSpace, on the other hand, provides one simplified tool that will automate all your customer interactions in one go. This company was founded by me and Mayur. We ran a design studio previous to this, where we worked with more than 20 plus enterprise clients. And we have an experience of more than 6 years in building customer experience tools. Apart from us, we also have Rishikesh Kunte, who has an experience of more than 15 years in product. Today, with the likes of Hard Rock Cafe, JW Marriott, and 30 others, we have a monthly revenue of 1,300 euros, and we are growing by 25% month over month. Before launching any product, we have a distribution first strategy where we plan out and set up the distribution and then build for it. With partners like Shopify, Wix, and Dineout, we plan to achieve 10,000 MRR in the next 6 months. Now, our target audience is mainly restaurants and e-commerce, and they provide us a total addressable market of 32.4 billion. And we are targeting to capture at least 5% of that market in the next 5 years. And I guarantee you this, that you will have interacted with one of our chatbots in that time. Thank you so much for listening. If you'd like to chat with us, please drop a message on any of the lines above. And I personally will reply to your messages, and I guarantee you it won't be one of our automations. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Bilal. And let's welcome back the jury. We're still missing one member of the jury, but I think we can start with questions.
I can start. Yeah, okay, I can
course.
start in the meanwhile.
Please.
Okay. Bilal, quick question. Can you describe more in details, one of the customer you have already today, how exactly do with your platform, you present the 3-step, but, try to understand on a daily basis how it's going to work.
Right. So in the 3 steps, I'll give you an example of Hard Rock Cafe. That is one of our clients. In 3 simple steps, they got the automation live. And our chatbots were already trained because we have many other restaurants as a client as well. And we answer to 90% of the queries. Now, I'll give you an example of what the queries are ranged. So you can have customers asking you about what time do you open, or do you serve alcohol, or what is your menu, what is your specialty. Those are customer support queries. Second, you can do marketing. So Hard Rock Cafe has events and they send out marketing gigs. So if you're a fan of rock music, they can send you a marketing promotion of that music itself. And lastly, in sales, they have sales and operation. They have buttons to buy tickets right from chat itself, or even book a table.
Okay, and today, in which market have you start your activities?
It's in the restaurant and the e-commerce market.
But it's in your country. In which country are you live at the moment?
We are live in with Shopify. We are actually a global product. We've got clients in Europe. Yeah.
Okay, so you have already multi-country agreement. Okay. And going back to the question before in terms of language, the language, how you manage the different languages?
We have the provision to have 52 languages, and most of the languages that are spoken across Europe. But currently, our clients are mainly in the English speaking countries, but we are planning to expand soon as well.
Okay. I guess I'm the only one, so I'm going one up to the other. So you got the pressure of my question. Apologies.
No problem.
No, I think the other question is if you look at competitors, you describe high level the feature of your solution that make it better. But if you should quote your number one competitor, how do you say?
So I guess my number one competitor would be somebody like MessageBoard and Twilio, but the customer audience is different. And my customer audience, they are targeting more of somebody in the technical who understands, who has a better technical proficiency compared to my clients who are usually from the management sector, and they do not prefer doing the drag and drop and building stuff on their own.
Okay. So, after the restaurant and the e-commerce, do you see potentially other industry that could be of interest?
So we keep our eyes open and keep checking for industries, but the target addressable market for our industry is so huge that capturing that will take most of the bandwidth that we have.
Okay. I guess, as we have still a couple of minutes, do you have, something else you want to add that in the 3 minutes you were not able, to say? I think it's an opportunity of probably an extra minute for you.
Okay. I don't think there is much because I've tried to fit my entire pitch in those 3 minutes. So it took me a week to just shorten it from a 10-minute pitch to a 3-minute pitch. But I think I've covered almost everything in that.
Okay, I think I'm fine with the question. I don't know, Giovanni, if you want to be back.
Thank you so much, Karami.
Yeah, and sorry again for the pressure. Being alone, I have the tendency to go past.
No problem. It's a pleasure answering your questions.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Carolina, for the bombardment and taking over this Q&A session. Thank you, Bilal. And let's move on. So now
I guess I'll leave you everybody, Giovanni, and follow in YouTube then.
Sorry, Carolina, can you say it again?
No, I said I think I'm going to leave now and continue follow on YouTube. So thank you very much, everybody.
Thank you so much for coming in and for all the questions. So now we're halftime. So we prepared a small dance for you, since we've been dancers in our previous job. It's a total joke. So I'm gonna give the floor to Andrea. He has a little announcement to make.
I don't know how everybody is feeling. I feel excited. I feel energized listening to all these entrepreneurs and teams pitching their ideas and their ventures and their success. We halfway through the show, through this fantastic celebration. There is a small surprise that we wanted to share. This program would have not been possible without the contribution of our mentors. Mentors have been resourceful. They have spent a considerable amount of time sharing and bouncing ideas with our teams. So today we want to call on stage a very special mentor who's been particularly thorough in his feedback session, and we would like to appoint him or award him as a best mentor of the batch. So can I ask the control room, please, to bring on stage Eddie Fioretti, best mentor of batch Wise Guys SaaS Milan.
Thank you, Andrea. Thank you, Giovanni, and thank you most of all to all the entrepreneurs. I'm really honored for your trust, guys, as a mentor and also as investor. At the end of the day, we are on the same page, guys. So I'm involved in your growth. What to say? You have a product, guys. It could be more or less mature. It could be on a pipeline, but you have it. My suggestion as a former and current entrepreneur is focus on traction, guys. Focus on traction all day long. Traction is the key to crack the market, to hack. This is what you have to hack. My suggestion is be sharp, be laser focused, listen to us, listen to the experts, but most important, listen to your client needs and be prepared to follow your clients, because put the client at the center of any of your thoughts. That's my 2 cents. Thank you very much again, guys, and really all the best. I'm here to support you. You have my directions. Feel free to ping me and to involve me on any kind of brainstorming or thought. Thank you. Ciao. Best of luck.
Grazie, Eddie. Grazie. Thanks for being with us. So now back to the pitches. I would like to welcome our next jury. If I can ask the control room to welcome on stage the jury member. So it's a pleasure to have with us Paolo and Giovanni. Paolo is a banking executive and a professional investor, member of Italian Angels for Growth. Thank you, Paolo, for being with us.
Hi, thank you.
And we have Giovanni. Giovanni is a professor at University of Ca' Foscari and also an investor. Thank you, Giovanni, for being with us this afternoon.
My pleasure.
Okay, so back to Giovanni. Take it away.
We also have June to join.
I'm really glad June could join us. I heard that June could not make it, but finally she did. Thank you very much, June, for being here. June is a member of the British Empire, recently appointed by Queen Elizabeth II, banker turned entrepreneur, entrepreneur turned into a VC. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, June, for being with us. It's an honor.
It's a pleasure to be here. Thanks for having me.
And as I was saying, back to Giovanni.
And now let's continue the show and welcome on stage our second Turkish founder, Şahin, CEO and co-founder of HeyBooster. So Şahin, tell us how you can make data more actionable and human. The floor is yours.
Thanks, Joe. Check out this optical illusion. You will notice that the black dots are moving all the time across your screen. E-commerce marketing teams experience the same frustration. They are consistently trying to catch growth opportunities with little success. I'm Şahin, CEO and co-founder of HeyBooster. Today, I'm going to show you what medium-sized e-com business needs to do to take advantage of growth opportunities like e-commerce giants do. Only 11% of the medium-sized e-com business are looking to work with data analysts. The other teams are looking at these complex reports to make a decision, and they are looking like this. During my years of experience, I found that it can take almost a day to figure out why and how to fix it. HeyBooster is much more than data visualization. It makes data actionable. You don't have to waste your time trying to understand complex marketing reports. Our solution summarizes all the report for you and always gives clear explanation of data. Let me give you some examples. When your product is out of stock, HeyBooster tells you to pause ads for budget optimization. When a new competitor shows up and take away your sales, HeyBooster warns you to adjust your ads for revenue growth. When your most visible products don't sell, HeyBooster explains why and how to fix it. It's easier and more actionable than look at the marketing reports, and our users love it. Need of the marketing teams have changed over the years. Measurement problem, collaboration around data, connection data source issues. The need of today are different. 1.6 million medium-sized e-commerce business struggle to manage their business data-driven. Within the next 18 months, we will have 1,000 of them by integrating with Shopify that has 1 million active users and making partnerships with martechs like Creative Adjust. Over the last few months with startup Wise Guys, we have grown our customer base and developed our business model. And the result, we closed a big deal with a global marketing agency group, as well as deals with Domino's and Decathlon. Here are the team behind the success of HeyBooster. We have been working together since the beginning as a team of 5, and now we are 7. Neslihan and I have been working on that problem for 4 years as a consultants. Last year, we switched to SaaS to make it scalable and sustainable. HeyBooster will be the next big martech solution for e-commerce. We will start our next fundraising round in September and go for $250K capital increase. Now it's best time to meet and talk opportunities. Thank you for your listening.
Thank you, Shaheen. And now let's bring back the jury.
I break the glass. So thank you, Shaheen. Would you mind telling us something more about the competitor analysis? I saw a very fast slide about it.
Yep. Let me show you. Okay, there is no presentation. In our competition, our competitors are focused on the reporting side. But the problem is, the reporting problem is solved by Google. And also you can get a premium services like a data box. But now we focus on to giving actionable insights, to give the e-commerce marketing teams directly the solution. And we have 2 main competitors, is Neatguide and Leap, but they're only focused on the marketing channel solution for AdWords and SEO. We are the only one who focus on to solve the e-commerce marketing problems.
Okay, fine.
Thank you.
I'd love to find out a little bit more about your journey, sort of getting into the partners that you've managed to secure, which of course is an amazing feat. Just tell me a little bit about what they're excited about and that sales process. Was that straightforward? And in comparison to competitors, are you sort of kicking anyone out the door?
Yep. Right now, actually, in the competition side, it's so new. And also our biggest competitor has already 1,000 customers. So it's the blue ocean. But in our case, we would like to change the game by turning the reporting tools into an actionable insight like HeyBooster. So our main sales objective is to tell them how you can get more result or how can they improve their business by using actionable data, not the static marketing reports. It was old. Now it's time to change for them. Because the competition is getting tougher, to stay on the game, they need to make decisions faster and more accurate.
And was that sales process straightforward for you?
Yep, we have. Right now, we are growing 20% organically without doing any marketing activity. But after that, to getting an investment, we will focus on the marketing activities like affiliate marketing and making partnership with the consultants, and also to using the martechs like Creative Adjust, because the martechs would like to grow their customers too. So we are going to make a partnership to solve the issues together.
Brilliant.
Hi, Shaheen. Can you tell me more about the next investments that you want to make into the company. So how you want to increase the market, the customers base, and the revenues in the next year. So how you will use the money for the next investments?
Now, in 2 years, we focus on to building a product, and we have 4 developers right now. And after the investment, we are going to hire 2 developers and also 1 marketer and customer support. To be honest, to selling point is easier than building the product. So for the next round, we are going to still focus to create a better product. So because the clients are, we are getting the users organically without they are talking each other down ear to ear. So if we
I know, because
problem.
I guess you have 2 problems now. One, working on the information design, because the information design will be a core competence of the company. So, and how you are going to test the usability, let me say, of the information for your final customers. This is one problem. And the second one, you are targeting, let me say, as the retail market. So having a huge diffusion on the market, how you can sustain the service to all the customers. So probably that will be not enough, to having just 1 person, 2 persons into the customer support for for managing all the requests, questions, and etc. So that's challenging, right?
Yep, definitely. That's why we changed our pricing model during the Wise Guys progress, and now and also we are going to use the Shopify. That Shopify had already 1 million active user that we can jump there.
Thanks.
Thank you very much for your questions.
Thank you, Shaheen. Thanks, jury members. And now let's move on. Up next, we have Scan&Eggs. Digital humans providing services to humans sounds a little bit far-fetched and creepy, but us, regular humans, are going to get used to it because it has so many conveniences. So I'm going to leave Oliver tell you more about this. The stage is yours.
Thank you, Giovanni. Hey, everybody. My name is Oliver. I'm one of the co-founders of ScanAndEx. We humanize the way how we interact with brands. 95% of customer interactions will be non-human by 2025. Companies of all sizes are working hard on automation to cut the costs. But the problem is that people miss face-to-face communication. More than half of them feels that brands have lost touch with the human element. Companies need to connect to the customer because emotionally connected customers are 4 times more loyal and they pay twice as much. And still, companies today fail to do that. It means they are losing customers and they are losing money. But how can we humanize automation? We create virtual faces, which people can interact with the same way we do with each other. It feels like having a Zoom call, but with a virtual face. We give faces for chatbots. We give faces for brands to humanize the way they can interact with the customer. It works because our brain is hardwired for face-to-face communication. We instinctively trust the other person more when talking face-to-face. ScanAndEx has 2 co-founders. Me, I'm coming from international business, and my co-founder is an engineer. We have spent the past 4 years running a VR development studio in Budapest. We have built solutions for escape games, for property developers. We have even created a fully automated tour guide using virtual reality. We know the 3D industry inside and out, and we are passionate about that. We have started to work on ScanAndEx in July last year, with the initial plan to experiment how our virtual humans could be used in games, movies, and in the entertainment industry. In the last 2 months, there were some game-changing technological developments in the field of digital humans. which made us decide to pivot from the entertainment industry, because it has just become possible for digital humans to be something more than entertainment. We have talked to experts from banking, from corporate training, from telecommunication, and we have already found 5 potential companies who are willing to do a pilot together to see how their customer can benefit from talking to a virtual face at least. The conversational AI market is expected to reach $17 billion by 2025. Today, it's already $4 billion. Our market share will be 9.7 million by 2025. Today, there's only a handful of companies working with digital humans. Their focus is on enterprises and huge custom development projects. Our focus, on the other hand, is to use our knowledge from the 3D industry and create an affordable, scalable, subscription-based solution for mid-sized companies. In 5 years, talking to a virtual face will be part of everybody's daily life. And we are going to be the company providing these faces. Today, we are looking for introductions. We are looking to make these partnerships in banking, corporate training, and telecommunication. Thank you for your attention. I'm happy to answer all of your questions.
Thank you, Oliver. Great presentation. Let's bring back the jury.
Hey, Oliver, super interesting pitch. I'm very fascinated with AI in general, and obviously and robots, and I guess bringing this sort of thing to life. I'm curious because I guess, you know, when you talk about banking, especially where trust is going to be so critical,
Sorry, I lost your voice. You are frozen. I don't know, it's just me or for everybody.
No, we lost June, but we can continue with a question from another jury member until June is back.
Yeah,
maybe.
May I? Hi, Oliver. This is Giovanni. Yeah. So, what did you learn during the piloting? So, what are the main takeaways from the piloting?
With these 5 companies?
Yeah.
Yeah, we are before the pilots. So in the last couple of weeks, we pivoted 2 months ago. And since then, we have talked to several companies, and we have found these 5 companies who are willing to do pilots. But our main expectation to find a narrow segment of where we can focus on, and to decide if we go for banking, corporate training, or for telecommunication.
Okay, so that will be a different strategy for the different sectors.
Yeah, a slightly different product for each segment.
Okay.
Hi, Oliver. I would like to know something about your go-to-market strategy.
Yes, as I mentioned, we spent the last 4 years running a real development studio. So we have a huge network of old clients who we have developed some virtual reality solution for. So our go-to-market strategy is mainly to contact our old clients after the pilots and with the data from the pilots and start with them. We have already talked to a few of them who are interested.
Okay, thank you. Now I see June.
Sorry, I seem to have lost internet connection. I was just going to ask you a little bit more, and maybe you've already covered this, that trust, especially in the banking world. How are you thinking about building trust with the customers and getting them over the line?
Yes, that's a very good question, which we were thinking a lot about. And at this point, we are targeting banks and financial institutes who are already using a chatbot or some sort of automated solution. And basically, we are just giving a face for that, so a top layer. And the chatbot company or the digital assistant company is dealing with all the trust and the safety issues.
Got it.
So,
please go ahead.
Okay, so on the basis of the last answers, so I've just last question. So, are you thinking to use to target the different sectors, so the banks and the others with the more studies on the, you know, psychological approach, you know, to get more trust and yeah, get the attention of the customers and be more effective?
Yeah, the banks we have talked to in the last couple of weeks, they mentioned that that they actually don't need their branches, their physical branches. They just still have the branch because people want to talk face to face. So they already understand that people just don't like automated solutions. So I think it's easy to communicate to them what's the advantage of this technology.
Do you know what percentage of their customers tend to use the chatbot versus calling and or going into a branch?
Yeah, within banking.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard to say because it's depending on the region. So what we know that in the Middle East, people still love to go to the branch, but for example in the US, more than half of the people just like to arrange everything as fast as possible, as convenient as possible.
Got it.
One last silly question. Taking the point from Giovanni and June, we are talking about increasing the trust and the traffic on a chatbot. Can you imagine an integration with Alexa or Siri just to increase the trust of this new way of communication?
Yeah, ultimately our vision is that in 5 to 10 years, basically also our microwave will have a face. So obviously we can imagine some kind of integrations, yeah.
Okay.
Thank you, Oliver. Thanks, jury members. Let's move on.
Thank
Up
you.
next, we have Utrig, and we're going to welcome on stage Victoria. So somehow our purchasing decisions are highly impacted by emotions, no wonder. So Utrig is working on a solution to help marketeers leverage those emotions, retain customers, and grow their businesses. The floor is yours, Victoria. Tell us more.
Hi. Do you know why you buy from one brand instead of another? Harvard Business Review shows that 95% of buyer decisions are driven by emotions, and 50% of customers are ready to buy even more if they will get personalized experience. Currently, a lot of companies use Google Forms to get customer feedback, but that doesn't cover needs of their deep understanding of their customers. Utrig helps marketing specialists to increase conversions to 30% from deep customer feedback. What makes us different? We catch emotion analytics online. It helps companies to understand why their customers choose their brand. Utrig customers love us because we increase 3 times response rate of survey and raise retention to 10%. And also, we help them to segment their customers by emotions and bring personalized marketing to each of them. Let's see how it works. Just create a survey, share with customers. Emotions will be gathered from mouse moves, scrolls, and other. We detect if a person was hesitated, energetic, or even distracted. In comparison with other players on the market, we have such uniqueness as we detect user manner online with high GDPR compliance as we don't capture video. And also we detect emotion with unique AI, not just direct ask about feelings. Utrig is within skyrocketing market of emotion AI, and we already have partners and clients in Netherlands, Italy, and Spain. Our team worked together 10 years in our own IT development company. I used to work in AstraZeneca as a head of digital. My CTO worked in research scientific team in Europe. Recently, we raised our traction to 10K MRR and also add SMB segment. Our plan for upcoming period is in 3 months, we will reach 5K MRR. In 6 months, it will be 10. We fundraise 300K, and also in order to grow for extended Utrig emotional analytics for any website. And we already have commitments in 100K from existing mentor and investor. we will be glad to get introductions from marketing research agencies and e-commerce companies, and also open to talk with investors. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Victoria. And now let's welcome back the jury members for the Q&A.
So great, Victoria. Can you tell me something about your revenue model? How you imagine to make money with this approach?
Yeah, sure. Our business model is subscription based, as our target segment is SMB.
And you imagine a pay for user, a pay for click, a pay for products?
Yeah, right now we're billing for one company, but technically speaking, we also prepared for bill it as for per user. So we will be testing for that in upcoming period, but just in order to bring more possibilities and more flexibilities right now for one company.
Okay.
Thank you.
And Victoria, great pitch. I'm curious to find out a bit more about sort of your journey into the companies, and what is it that they're most excited about with working with you?
Yeah, specifically, what our clients are mostly excited about to be in this journey of a new trend that is rising, and there is some players on the market that also are early in their being represented in the market, and they catch emotions from video, and it's already innovative. And our niche is that we detect emotions even without video. So it's less efforts and less pressure on end respondents. Please check in this video camera, because it's a lot of personality issues.
Got it. And do you see particular industries where this will be a lot easier to get quick conversion in terms of results?
Yeah, sure. Those areas are e-commerce. Those areas are banking and FMCG. That's three of them that we started with and focus our areas to grow there.
Brilliant.
Hi, Victoria.
Hi.
Very nice idea. So let me say, how large is the test base? So because you behind, of course, you model it all the the behaviors and the, let me say, the outcomes. So can you give me a flavor of the model and the test that you made for validation of this approach?
Yeah, in a short, what we start to do some years ago, we start from R&D. We get a lot of information from scientific articles, because me and my co-founders, we have scientific background and a lot of years in IT development. So we have also knowledge and skills in IT and data science, algorithms creation. So scientific articles was first stage. After that, we create our own algorithm in order to build model based on theoretical knowledges that we already have from literature. And after that validation, we made with thousands of respondents that we make from part to part. So there was different stages, like each of 6 months, we make this checking of our algorithm. There was several lines of people. One of them interact with platform, another was make this human labeling emotions.
So, and how many testers or participants you had during the validation phase?
Yeah, there was thousands of respondents. Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay, thanks.
During all those validations.
And Victoria, from this panel, did you notice that there are, considering age or gender, a kind of more reactive in this kind of data? I mean, a boy looking an advisory for video games is more reactive than a man looking some dress or perfume, or a woman looking for something related to fashion. Just to understand how data, are you able to get more reaction?
Yeah, in order to bring you some more helicopter view, what we try to do, we just try to avoid such classical thing as segmenting people by their age, by their gender, etc., and bring some more attitude. So it doesn't matter how what kind of gender the person has. If it has super energetic attitude from your product, it could be a great match, because psychologically the person could get value from your brand, and your brand could achieve their goals as well. So that's why we didn't catch gender, because that's out of the scope of the whole big idea that we wish to bring to the market.
Wonderful.
What do you see as the next step for you in terms of the product roadmap? What's the next thing that you're working towards?
Yeah, great question. Thank you so much. Right now, the big value that we bring to our customers to understand what specifically trigger their customers in a good way, and what specifically bring a bad mood, bad emotions to their customers. So companies can understand what they need to enhance, because there is some risk topics that their customers see already, or if there's a lot of good attitudes that people see, they could enhance those things. So opportunities and risks. But those are information that we bring to companies. The other and the next big thing that we will bring this information, and instantly in actionable and real-time format will bring some recommendations about the products, recommendations about some information to the customer. And this will be this extended uTrigg emotion analytics that I mentioned before. So like some code that could be put on any website. And that's why this the whole actions will be provided to online user. So everyone will get best user experience in real time.
Amazing. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Victoria. Thank you, jury members, for the questions. We're almost at the end of the show. We still have 2 startups left. So catch your breath and let's move on. Up next, we have Lorenzo from Calton. Let's welcome Lorenzo on stage.
Hi there.
Hey, Lorenzo. That's a pretty shirt that you have out there. Amazing. So, Lorenzo, tell us how you're helping businesses leverage the voice of the customer. On to you.
What's worse for a company than not having feedback? Having it and don't know what to do about it. Customer experience impacts tremendously on companies' profits. And feedback is the best way to analyze the experience. Based on that, we conducted a research on a sample of 400 companies and found out there are mainly 2 critical issues. Firstly, less than 1 customer out of 1,000 leaves his opinion. And even worse, such a small number of reviews contain so much information that customer experience teams are all constantly overwhelmed. Just imagine how much more a company could do with more reviews and a good way to analyze them all. Well, that's where Carlton shines. Our solution helps companies that lack expertise in customer experience, filling the gap with big players and cutting cost and time waste by 70%. The platform will take care of everything. First, we will implement our QR code system and email marketing to get you more feedback than ever from your old clients. Second, we will gather them on from the online feedback and let you manage them all from one single dashboard. Then our powerful AI algorithm will analyze all the data and report them in an easy to read format. In a matter of seconds, you will now have all the information to make the right decision for your customer experience, saving you and your team weeks of work. Other solutions in the market are complete, yet none of them is as easy to integrate as ours. Our solution, in fact, is by far the most user-friendly, so you won't need to hire any new people, just use one software. Customer experience European market is gigantic and is forecasted to grow even more in the following years. Our focus right now is the Italian market, that's spending customer experience to 681 million euros per year. And KPMG estimates that 93% of companies are willing to change their customer experience solution because the old one is too complex to use. And we are ready to welcome all these new clients. In these first 6 months, we closed 6 big enterprise deals for a total MRR of 3,000 euros per month. Currently, we have 81 companies that have shown interest, and we are in advanced negotiation with 15 more of them. Our team was built around the needing of our startup. Every one of us is vertical in one field: customer experience, marketing, coding, and design. Some of us have been working together for 4 years. Others have already built a startup. So these are our contacts. We are open to have conversation with investors and potential partners. Thank you.
Thank you, Lorenzo. Great presentation. Let's bring back the jury. And questions for Lorenzo, please.
Hi, everyone.
Hi, Lorenzo. Thank you. Can you tell me some more about the 6 large companies? Are they from different sector? And are you pitching any sector in particular just to help you in the future?
Okay. We are not pitching a sector in particular. We are finding very easy to pitch to big enterprise in the restaurants and retailers with multiple point of sales because these are the one who are very struggling managing all the reviews and all the data. In fact, we are talking about reviews, but we are actually talking about textual data. In fact, for DeLonghi, we analyzed the text messages between the assistants and the customer who needed assistance, and we were able to analyze them all.
Okay.
I guess to dig in a little bit further, and great pitch. What sort of insights are you giving them that they're not otherwise able to decipher on their own, and how are they applying this already?
Oh, well, this is a great question. So we really believe in the thank you economy. Okay, so the feeling that you get when you get to the local shop and the lady in front of the door knows everything about you, and if you have some problem, you can just tell it. As well as for restaurants, right? But the larger the enterprise gets, the harder it gets to really talk to your clients. They want to be listened. So the best thing we came up with our analysis are the small things that are the one which matter the most. Of course, you will, in a blink of an eye, find a big problem for your companies. But the small adjustments are the hardest to find. And so our platform helps you dig up the small bits that will really help your company out. For example, we found a very interesting trend for the restaurants about chairs. You know, who would complain about chair on Google review? But with our QR code system, they could easily get their feedback up, and we could report them to the company, and they can change it.
And how are you going about training your algorithms? Because I mean, to spot those tiny things, I imagine must be quite an art.
Okay, so we work with 2 separate tabs for these kind of things. So the first one is a graphic that helps you find the link between the words, the sentiment, and how much they are talking about it. So that if there is one word that is coming up very frequently, we can highlight that and show you all the reviews that are talking specifically about that. And in another way, we analyze the topic itself. So let's say you are a restaurant and you want to keep track of 6, 7, or 8 different topics in your reviews. Let's talk about prices, for example. We can track all the feedback that are talking about prices. And once you are in there, you can find all the words and how they link one with the others, and find what actually are your clients talking about and which one are talking bad about your something.
Brilliant, thank you.
Yeah, what's the roadmap for the product development? So what are the next steps?
So the first thing we are running for is to answer the feedback online immediately. So what's the point? At the moment, we gather all the feedback and let you answer them from our dashboard. Pretty easy, pretty straightforward, but we want to automatize it with rules and not something that it feels like it's a bot. Of course, if the review is more technical or has a certain keyword, we don't want to mess up and write something down the line like, thank you for your review. But of course, we want all the feedback to be answered because let's be honest here. The first thing you see when you look up a company on internet is the Google reviews. And if there are hundreds, thousands of reviews with zero answer, how your customer are gonna feel about it? You feel like you will look like a company that can be reached, even if the review is public. So this is the first thing we are working on. Then we are working on automatize all the gathering process, because right now we are doing it manually. Of course, it's very, very fast, but we want it to be a self-service solution. So you can do it all by yourself.
Great, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Lorenzo. Thank you, dream members. And now let's move on to the last pitch of the show. In 2021, the influencer marketing trend is still on the rise. And our startup, Roundabout, is tapping on that trend by connecting micro-influencers with businesses. So let's welcome on stage Ilaria, the CEO and co-founder of Roundabout. The floor is yours.
Thanks, Giovanni, and nice to meet you, everyone. So micro-influencers change the way businesses promote their products and services. Do you know why? Because businesses can get higher results, reduce costs, and reach people in specific cities and industry niche. But now, the only businesses that spend money on influencer marketing are only big brands. Do you know how many businesses that zero represents in Europe? The 99%. Fun fact, small businesses are ready. They want to use micro-influencers and they're struggling trying to do it. But they have no marketing expertise. So they don't know how to find the right influencer, how to manage a campaign, and how to optimize the budget they have. In Roundabout, we found a solution to let small and medium businesses set up their own influencer campaign based on the results they want to get and the budget they can afford. And everything is fully automated. One click, and they get their own influencer strategy ready to activate. Businesses can use micro-influencers with verified performances, sending them invitation to join the campaign, getting branded contents and real-time results. We've got a patent-pending algorithm, amazing partners like Gambero Rosso, and 2 years of activated campaigns with customers like Italy and Gwen Livery that believed and still believe in our solution. We've got revenue since the first year of our company, with the activation of 40 campaigns in the main 5 Italian cities. We started with a transactional model, so the challenge was to evolve the business into a recurring revenue model. And we launched it on February with a brand new automated sales process. And based on what we learned, we expect to grow to 40K of MRR in 6 months. We are now active in Italy in the food and beverage industry, relating to businesses with up to 50 employees. And we want to get the 70% of this market in Europe in the next 5 years. Competitors are strong, and they're focusing on automating only a few steps of the campaign. We are able to automate the entire process and also add new points in automation, with still affordable prices for small and medium businesses. We are a passionate teams that work together for 2 years. Both me and my co-founder Antonio have 5 years of experience in different companies, but still helping small businesses finding marketing solution. And this is where we really experience this problem. Andrea is our influencer insider, and I am listing the Forbes Under 30 of 2019. We are now looking for introductions to food and beverage companies to partner with. Thank you.
Thank you, Ilaria. And now let's bring back the jury for the last Q&A session. Let's enjoy it.
Thank you, Ilaria. Great pitch. I really believe the power of the micro-influencer because it's real. Can you explain me why did you decide to start from food and drink and not fashion or other vertical?
Well, because the food and beverage industry has the biggest opportunity in the market, and the SMB's target has the biggest gap in the market. So, for example, the fashion industry is also mostly composed by big international and big brands. So these kind of businesses are also a totally different target. The SMB's target has specific needs. They are not expert users, so they need to be guided through all the process, all the management of the campaign, and also to all the how to read the results of what they get. So this is why we decided to start with them.
Okay, and the second question is your project is influencer as a service, if I get well. So you are paid by the influencer or by the clients, or
No.
where are you positioned between the clients and the influencer?
Mm-hmm. Well, we are in between businesses and micro-influencers, but businesses are paying us in order to use the service, so the platform, the tool, and also by the influencers' communication and contents. And then we pay micro-influencers for every campaign they join in the platform. On the budget that the business set up on the monthly basis, we take the 30% of fee.
Okay.
Hi, Ilaria.
Hi.
Great pitch. So, just for instance, Uber has a very strong process for the driver, let me say, engagement and quality check. So do you have a same process in the background? So for hiring the influencers, and do you give a kind of guarantee to the client in terms of performance and trust and etc.?
Mm-hmm. Thanks for your question. We use the Instagram official APIs in order to onboard micro-influencers. So we are able to see all the inside performances, so the real performances for each influencers. If these performances are real and enough, they can join the platform and be part of our community. If not, they're out. And we are also now onboarding micro-influencers through digital PR activities because we want to get the most relevant channels into a specific niche and city. So we are really working on the quality of our community now and also have a strategy to scale through automation.
Great.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Great pitch. Again, this is a space that I'm very, very interested in. What do your typical contracts and arrangements look like? Do they often discuss how frequently they expect to have a campaign, and how are you billing them?
Mm-hmm. Thanks for this question. We built a special tool for exactly these issues or needs, because most of the businesses always ask us for a quote about a campaign, how many influencers should I choose, how much should I spend. So we built a budget calculator tool in order to get this kind of quote. So basically a business can set up their own campaign based on how many results he wants to get in the short term or long term, and also based on the budget he wants to spend. In fact, we don't have fixed budget, fixed price for the subscription. We only have the minimum budget. There is 400 euros, and the business can choose to set up their campaign based on what they've got. This is why our service is affordable for this kind of businesses.
And what kind of a barrier you imagine from your competitor? I mean, the small influencer can be used from everyone. So why they decide to work with you and not with other competitor?
I mean, it's not a problem if micro-influencers also work with competitors. We don't really need this kind of exclusivity with them. And there are mainly three differences between us and worldwide competitors, which are these affordable budgets, the fully automation of the product, and the usability from non-expert users. All these 3 points were built exactly for the SMB's target, and there is no other solution in the market like this.
I believe you. Okay.
Okay, so thank you, Ilaria.
Thank you.
Thank you, jury members. And that's the final pitch. So I'd like to go back to the jury members. Please, you can put them back on. So I'd like to thank you, Paolo, Giovanni, and June, all of you, for being here with us today, for sharing interesting knowledge and questions with the startups. Really appreciate it. Thank you. And we still have, so we got to the end of the show, but we still have a little thing that we worked on that we want to share with you. There's a little video that we're going to put on. So.
Wise Guys Milan SaaS was
exciting,
unexpected, intense,
beautiful,
emotional,
a shock, too short, too good,
non-stop,
electrifying,
inspiring,
long nights, short days, like family. Online. You thought COVID would stop us.
Let us give you some numbers.
We had the best B2B digital startups an investor can dream of.
Let them tell you their story.
Great mentors, great startups feels like family. You're guided to create tiny, boring habits, and that unsexy parts makes all the difference.
All the teams were amazing. We met a lot of industry experts who helped us in the past 6 months. A big shout out to the SWG team.
We started as individuals and ended up as a team or a real startup.
Working with such passionate people help us to shape our vision from team building to scale up.
We always feel the full support and are always up for challenge.
Hey, the best thing in the program was the other teams who we had the chance to work together.
And the amazing mentors, of course.
Great, diverse and international group of entrepreneurs and learning something new every single day. It was also about being asked tough questions, and those challenging conversations were actually the best opportunities for learning. Startup Wise Guys, you guys rock!
Definitely the sheer number of people we met, it was really like a family atmosphere, and I couldn't have asked for anything more with everyone we met.
Likewise for me, the diversity of the cohort and a variety of business perspectives as well as cultural was very refreshing.
You'll learn to manage and automate sales, client interviews and pitches all at the same time. And also, you'll learn to never take no for an answer when it comes to sales, so might as well try 3-4 additional times until you succeed. So thank you.
Being in Wise Guys was like to wear glasses for the first time. A reality check supported by amazing entrepreneurs that let you see things in a new way. And then you're ready for the new level. May the MRR be with you.
Building a startup is really interesting but very challenging way to success. But you need to do it really fast.
Startup Wise Guys Accelerator has an amazing team who helped us a lot on this way, so that's why we are so lucky to be a part of it. Yeah!
One tip that I will give to SaaS Milan startups for the future is be open and listen. Listen to clients, to suppliers, to advisors, to investors, and always a look on the market. Get all positive and negative feedback, and don't get down on negative feedback, but adapt. Pivot if necessary. You will find a way to make things work.
Hey, the last tip from me is for you to keep talking to your customers. Keep on asking for their feedback, for their help, And don't forget to keep asking for new business and new referrals.
Hey everybody, just wanted to say it's been a huge honor and privilege to spend the last 5 months working with you. So proud of all of the support. I think I've learned just as much as you've learned, and so thank you for that. My advice about moving forward is keep humble, keep focused, keep positive, keep determined, and keep in touch. See you soon.
Running a startup is a roller coaster. My suggestion to you is, while you are continuously focused on execution, you regularly also take out some time to reflect on what is working and what is not, and be open and curious to chart the best route forward. Good luck.
Best teams ever.
Well, we're back, and that's a wrap, Giovanni. I don't know how you feel. I feel like I opened my Christmas gift, and there was excitement, and now I feel a little bit empty. But I'm sure whatever is coming now is going to bring the excitement up again. So from me, thank you very much to everyone. Thank you to the startups, to the mentors, to the investors. Thank you, Giovanni, for hosting magnificently this fantastic event. I'll see you at the next one.